A webinar participant asked, how can you test business ideas when your target customer segment is still in question? Okay, this is a really great question because we can't test if we don't know who we want to test with. So the first thing I'll say is that we have to have a theory of our value proposition and a theory of our target customer in order to adopt a lot of the discovery habits, right? We need to know who to interview. We need to know who to assumption test with. When your target customer segment is still in question, you might have to just generate some theories of who your target customer might be, and you might have to test with multiple segments, and that's a compare and contrast decision in and of itself, right? How are your tests performing with one segment versus another segment? So it's not that you can't assumption test, it's that you might need to assumption test with multiple different customer segments. There's a couple resources that I'm going to share. The first is that I recommend that you check out my article on how continuous discovery works in early stage startups. This article gets into what if we're not quite sure who our target customer segment is, and it talks about these compare and contrast decisions. I also want to recommend David Bland's book, Testing Business Ideas. He does very similar work to me, but he does it at the business model level. So he looks at assumption testing tied to a business model canvas. And that's a really great resource for thinking about matching a value proposition with a target customer segment. So it's not that you can't assumption test, it's that your assumption testing might be at a different level. It might be at the business model level, using David Bland's work with a business model canvas, or it might be testing your solution ideas with different target customer segments using more of my work. So check both those resources out. And for those of you that have used assumption testing to choose different customer segments or to explore new business ideas, do me a favor, share your best tips in the comments below so we can all learn from your experience.